Hello guys, welcome back. In our previous video, we set up our database and it's initialized Sequelize. In this video, we are going to create our authentication route. That's our registration and login route. So let's get started. Let's start with our registration route. So I'm going to create a new folder here called controller. And controllers makes more sense. It's plural. So we have a lot of controllers here. So controllers, okay. And all this. So in the controller folder, we'll create a new file called user. You can call it auth controller or user controller. Let me just call it user controller and controller.js. So the naming convention is not must. It must be this way. I choose. I love to call it this user controller.js. Some people love to call it user.controller .js. It's choice, your preference. Any you like. I love this method more. I love this format more. .js. So inside our controller.js, I'll create user controller, a class called user controller. Okay, and export our class. Export default user controller. Okay, and in our class, we want to create a method, a static method, because it's a class. Async. Async. We want to create a method called create user, which takes into params request and response. These two params is going to be injected. It's going to be injected by Express for us when we call this controller in our route. Okay, and now it's requesting for JS docs. JS docs is kind of comment documentation, JavaScript documentation. It's like a comment, but it's JavaScript documentation. It makes more sense using JS docs to comment in your code. Okay, and if I do this, I show you. I see JS docs comments. So this is how JS docs comment looks like. So takes a description which is user controller. Sorry about that noise. User controller, and the class name is user controller. User controller. Okay, and this also takes in JS docs, also request a JS docs comment. So this is an object. Our request is an object, and our request an object. You can leave it as asterisk. Asterisk is like or any, but I'm being specific. So response is also an object. By putting a description, which is create user, which is pretty more explanatory. So is giving this error because it needs a return statement, but we're not returning anything from this or from this method. So, but the core of JS docs just says return an object called user, and the error is gone. And so what I want to do now is put in a try and catch block here, and I want to catch for errors, which is res the status 500 internal server error. I want to return a message to the user in JSON format. So status 500 message. Something went wrong. Something went wrong. Makes more sense this way. The reason why I'm returning something went wrong is because I don't want the user to know exactly what went wrong. Most times when you're returning the actual error to the user, they tend to exploit. If it's somebody who's like a hacker or something like that, and he knows exactly okay, when I do this, it failed and they tell me something went wrong, and it shows me this kind of, and it shows me not something went wrong, like they were like when I do this and it fails and it told me this kind of error, hey, I can use this advantage to penetrate to the site or do something crazy there. So it's advisable to just return something went wrong to the user, but then you can log the actual error message to know what failed. You can put it in a log, and we have Morgan and we have debug, but I'm using console.log. So makes sense. Now I need two things from the user. So the email and password from the user. Okay, and going to get it from the request.body. Request.body. And So I'm going to import our models here now. So I'll say import user from, go out of our controller, go out of our server, go into the DB. Sorry, DB, not server. Go into DB and sorry, go into DB and go into our models. Okay, in the user, so we want to create a new user. Don't worry about how it looks now. We just want to be sure our database is working fine, and then we'll do validations and and try to create everything, modularize the whole thing. So user dot create. So Sequelize has this method called dot create. If I show you the documentation here, you can see this user dot create. Then we pass in the data we need. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to just say, so what we are passing in now is the email, which is email, yeah, and password, which is actually password space. Don't worry, to format, yes, lint. And we want to return to the user if successful. Yeah, 200 or 201, because 201 is for create. Then we want to return a JSON response. Status 201 and message user created successfully or successfully signed up. Yeah, let's say successfully signed up because user is trying to sign up. Successfully signed up and receive. And that's pretty much okay. One more thing, we need a user ID because if you look at our model, we said a user ID, email, and password. So we need to pass in user ID also. If not, the app will break. So what I'm going to do, there's this package you already have installed here called UUID. So I'm just going to show you so you know how to use UUID, npm UUID npm. This it. So it has 4 versions, I think, or 5. Okay, 5 versions. So it has version 5, version 4, version 3, version 1. I don't know version 2. I think it's actually 4. But I don't know. But what we want to use the version 4. I love the version 4, the way it generates ID with version 4. So we are going to use this. So I'm going to import UUID because we already have it installed. So go. And most importantly, is all packages, all node modules package, all imported packages or node modules package should be at the top. Should always be at the top is advisable. Even if I didn't do that, ESLint will throw me an error. Let me show you. So if I import UUID UUID from UUID version 4. So you see, yes, lint is complaining. It should be at the top, not below. So I'm going to move this to the top. And here I'm going to pass in the user ID, which is UUID, user ID, which is UUID. I'm not sure. Let's look at the doc again. UUID, okay. Let me name it this way. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the naming. It's still the same. It works. Just wanted to follow their naming convention, but it doesn't matter. Okay, now so if I open our Postman, if you don't have Postman installed, advise you get Postman installed. It's for testing APIs. Postman is for testing APIs. So just go to Postman, download Postman, and yeah, so that's just it. So I already have it installed. If you don't have it installed, install Postman. And so now I want to test the route. We want to, we've not imported it to our route. So we need to create our route here. So I'll create a new route called user route.js. So I'm going to import express. And then pretty much copy what's here so it will be faster. Paste. And we need we need user route is a post request, so it's not get post. I'm removing this. We don't need this. A post request, and now we don't need this too. So it's going to be create user or oh, let's say register. Makes more sense as register, and we're going to import our controller. So now user controller import user controller from controllers user controller. So in our controller, we have a method there called create user, which is user controller create user, which will pass in here create user register. So in the index route, we'll bring in our controller. We import our route, which is our user route. Import user route from user route. So below the get, we want to do this. It shouldn't be below asterisk because this, JavaScript runs from top to bottom. So if this is at the top, you put the routes below this. Once it gets to this, it will just say route not found. It will even read the other lines because it just gets that there's no route there. So advisable, this should be at the last and this should be here. So I'll say router.use router.use. So we want it to be like API slash v1 slash user, or let's say auth, because since I'm on authentication route slash auth, then slash register. So the route is going to be slash API slash v1 slash auth slash register. So passing our user route here. Okay, now if I save this, save boolean. Okay, our server started at port 4000, which is awesome. And now let's test it. So copy this route, Control A, Control C, Control V. So that should be API as API slash v1 slash auth slash register. And it's a post request. So two things we need from the user, that's the email and their password. Now I'm going to pass in the email, say dummy at email.com. Email.com. Password is password. Hit this our app broke. Something went wrong. Our app broke and it says something went wrong. So that's because our try and catch block is working fine. And as it says it cannot read email, the property email. So like I said, yeah, is awesome. Like the way we did it here. I can close all this. We don't need all this again. Close all this. So the way we wrap it in a try and catch block is awesome. Like I said, return to the user, something went wrong. They shouldn't know exactly what break the app or made the app failed. But we can log the error, actual error. Like I said, we have access to the a key in the error called message. So it's going to log the actual error to us. So but don't return the actual error to the user. It's not advisable to do so. So it's returning the actual error to us, which is cannot read property of email. And I know the reason why is because of body parser. So we need to bring in the body parser. If I show you body parser, so body parser pass incoming request bodies in a middleware before your handlers available under request.body, like the request.body where we are getting the email and the password from, or getting the data from the user from. So what we are going to do is we already have body parser installed. So what I'm just going to do, I'm just going to use the middleware, which is body parser dot URL encoded. So you can actually use one of them if you are going to be maintaining only one of them. So if you are going to use only URL encoded, which is this URL encoded, which is this format here, we can just use only URL encoded. If you are going to use JSON format, which is this JSON here, we can use any of them. So I want to enable both. So in case anyone that the user, any way the format comes in, it sees it and it gets it. So I'm going to copy both. And in our index.js or app.js, I mean, yeah, I'm going to paste this here. So I'll import body parser, import body parser from from body parser. Okay, so if I save this and remove all these comments, or rather, I should leave the comments. Save this. Our server starts again, and you try hitting this endpoint again. Successfully signed up. So our route is working fine. User was able to successfully sign up. If we check our database now, our database, if I refresh this user, error retrieving code. Let me reload, reload. Okay, yeah, fresh, nice. And view our database table. We should see the new user now we created, which is dummy.at email.com. Yeah, awesome. So our database is working fine. We're able to sign up user. One thing we are not doing is we are not hashing the password, and we are not validating the we are not hashing the password, and we are not validating the data that the user is passing in, if they are actually passing the right data, if it's actually an email they are passing in or something else they are passing in. So we're not validating that. So at this point, I'm going to stop at this point of this video. In the next video, we are going to do some cleanup. We're going to do the validation, and we're going to hash our password. Uh, Please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any feedback for me, do leave it in the comment section below. I pretty much appreciate it. See you in the next video. Bye.